Guys, his first company sold for 42.5 million bucks. He made called $1 million off that deal, learned a lot about equity, cap table, and eventually joined and built his own company called Airtory.com, launched in 2017. They're helping advertisers with a platform that helps them manage ads, produce ads. They white label to ad agencies who then have end clients. They make money off SaaS services and utilization fees, doing about about $120,000 a month right now in revenue, up from call it like 80 or 90 grand a month just a year ago. So nice growth. They're profitable today. They've raised just 400,000 bucks in their last seed round at a 10 million post money valuation, growing profitably, which we love. Hey, folks, my guest today is Julian Frockman. He's previously founded Perk.com, a mobile loyalty and rewards platform, which was acquired by Rhythm One and ended up at Taptica or Tremor. He's now focused on improving the lives of agencies and publishers by enabling them to quickly and easily create rich media and CTV ad units at scale. He's doing this at Airtory.com. Julian, you ready to take us to the top?
Sure, let's go.
All right. Talk to me a little bit about a customer that's paying you today. Can you share their use case?
Sure. One of our kind of most recognizable customers is the Arena Group, and so they own Sports Illustrated, they own Parade, Men's Journal, different periodicals like that. And so for them, essentially, they use us because we're able to work with them to create custom ad unit templates that allow them to create kind of an enhanced experience on their websites that perform more highly for their advertisers. And based off of our templated approach, they're able to have a much higher performance and for them charge a higher CPM, which is a higher cost per thousand impressions that they deliver.
And what does a company like Arena Group pay you on average per month or year to use the technology?
So for them, it's kind of a mix of CPM. And so for us, like, as I mentioned, when I kind of signed up with you, it's a mix of SaaS services and utilization. So for them, I would say we're probably at like 5,000 to 8,000 per month. It's not always the same. I would say they're a little bit higher than average.
Okay.
But it
So
depends.
average might be something more like 3,000 or 4,000 per month combined across SaaS services and utilization. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we have some whales, right? We have one customer that I can't mention necessarily that's 60 to 70,000 per month, right? But I would say on average, it's like 4,000 to 8,000.
Do you think you can get that biggest? We won't name them, but can you get that biggest customer over $1 million mark here in the next 12 or 24 months in terms of ACV?
I think we can, but I think the interesting thing about our space is we're a tool they utilize based off of their ability to be effective on sales for themselves. So they happen to be a really effective sales driven organization. And so they're growing 20, 30, 40% per year. And so they on their own will grow to that amount likely. But it's not necessarily based off of anything that we do. Like, we work with them, we help.
Well, you have to set your price. You have to set your pricing structure up in a way that captures the upside as they're growing. I mean, that's a key moment here. Founders mess it up all the time. So how are you up? If they grow, it could be by number of seats. It could be by some other number of ad campaign per month metric. I mean, what is the thing you're upselling against?
Well, so again, we're not like a pure SaaS platform. So
I know, but utilization is the same thing, right? So utilization might be number of ad units. What is the utilization metric you're selling against?
Impression volume, honestly.
Okay, there we go. So it's impression volume. So if they grow themselves from 1 billion impressions per year to 1.2 billion impressions per year, they're naturally going to pay you 20% more.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that is 100% the case. So we already have that in place because naturally, based off volume, we charge a certain impression CPM. So that's what we have keyed in. For us, we kind of like pride ourselves on trying to be not as SaaS oriented, which I know is like not quite the focus of this podcast, but I see a lot of companies in the ad tech martech space trying to be SaaS when they're not, which I think is long-term a mistake. And they do this because they think they can get better multiples. Obviously, that may have made more sense in the previous economic world that we lived in versus today. But some of the other players, they like lock customers into annual agreements and monthly minimums and things like that that make the companies look more like SaaS. So they can get those types of multiples if they raise or if they sell. But at the end of the day, it's all based off of volume of impressions. Like we're all just kind of like technology that people use to deliver ad impressions.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time. You can see what it changed over the past 88 days and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. So why have SaaS at all? Why not? You said SaaS services and utilization. Why not kill your SaaS business?
So we have like just a taste of SaaS, and so it's white labeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if a customer wants to not present the Airtory brand or any of our other brands up front when they're delivering the ads, either on the preview side, or if they want to have API access for advanced reporting or advanced creative interactivity on kind of their front end side, then that's something we'll charge either $1,000 or $1,500 per month for. And so that's basically our only SaaS.
So just to be clear, this would be like an agency that manages ad spend for other customers. If they want to show the process to their customers, they might pay you to white label Airtory.
Yeah, or like they built out an ad and they don't want it to say preview.airtory.com. They want it to say preview.xyz.com.
Yeah, so this would be like AdToro Media, some of these companies you list on your website, Scroll Media.
Yep, exactly.
I see. Okay, interesting. Put this all on a timeline for us. When did you launch this business?
6 or 7 years ago.
Okay, so what? That would have been 2017?
Yeah, about.
Okay, so you get going in 2017, and have you bootstrapped it, or did you decide to raise capital?
So we raised friends and family and friendly angels. So we've raised $750K total. Half of that was at 2.5 million safe, and half of that was at $10 million safe.
What year was the 2.5?
2.5 was during the first 2 years.
Okay, so call it 2018.
2017, 2018.
And how much did you raise on the 2.5? So like 400, 500K?
375 or so, 375, 400.
Okay. And I guess why did you need the money in the first place? Why not keep 100%?
We didn't know what we were doing. And we just needed to be able to operate. So I guess, you mentioned the background with Perk back in the day. So that was like an Austin and Bangalore based company. And so my co-founder Ashwin is based in Bangalore. He was a third engineering hire at Perk. So we've known each other for about 10 years now. So,
Mhm.
even when we were getting started, we still needed to he and I weren't paying ourselves. We still needed to be able to pay engineers in India. And so for that, we needed to raise some money, and we explored hiring product people. We explored hiring salespeople. A lot of things didn't work out. So at this point,
Julian, what was your role at perk.com? I'm seeing founders listed as Adam, Solomon, and Raj.
so I was a co-founder.
All right, there's a story there. Share it. What happened?
So
This shit happens all the time. So trust me, the one out of every 3 interviews, there's some terrible co-founder story. So what happened?
all right, I'm actually happy to share it.
That's great.
I don't look bad in it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, so I actually was not a great student in college. We'll go back to the beginning. How much time do we have?
We're good. We've got 8 minutes left.
All right, yeah, I can talk quickly. I was not a great student, so I had no idea what I was doing. Found a job on Craigslist with Raj. He was trying back in the day to build out like a Yipit competitor. Do you remember Yipit back in the day? Like
No, I don't, but I'm with you. That's how you met Raj.
So Daily Deal aggregate company, and he also had a white label solution similar to Groupon and Living Social and stuff. So joined that as an employee. He was running out of money, and he was like, "Hey, you can join as a co-founder." My dad also invested in the company. He was like, "Okay, if I can invest, then you can make some money or whatever, or you can at least have a salary." So did that. Was there for a while. Adam joined. And I ended up being relegated a little bit as the younger baby co-founder out of all of it.
Did you get crammed down? So you're only sitting on 5-10% at this point?
My equity did get crammed down, which I think with my experience now, I would have fought back on. I think legally, I'm not sure how kosher it was, but we're probably beyond anything on that.
Yep.
But I mean, one point which is nice is my dad just put money in so I could get a salary, but he did get 16x on the exit. So that's good for my dad. So
how much did he invest?
50K, 60K.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, because the reason I brought all this up is this wasn't a small exit. I mean, it's a $42.5 million exit based off my research, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the reason I bring all this up is I was going to lead this into your current company. I mean, this maybe it wasn't fuck you money, but I mean, you made some money off this exit. Your dad sounds like made some money. Why not self-fund?
Well, so I mean, I did that in a lot of ways in that I didn't pay myself for 3 years, right? So with Perk, eventually I made 1 million, right? Which is definitely not fuck you money.
But it's something. I mean, that's a good win early on.
Right. But I married, we had a kid and stuff. So, it was something where just by not paying myself, it was subtracting stuff. And I also like to angel invest a lot. So my wife eventually cut me off of that. But I did have one lucky angel investment. One of my close friends, from being in Austin, is one of the founders of Substack. So I was an early investor there. So that was a solid win. So,
yep. That's a great story. Okay, but point being, you 375K pre-seed round in 2017, 2018 at 2.5 posts. Then you raised another 400K. It sounds like at 10 posts. When was that?
That was the next 3 years, basically.
Okay, got it. Okay, so now you're off to the races. Do you have the company now to where you're totally sustainable, profitable at this point?
Yeah, we're profitable. We hit 1 million 2 years ago. Last year we hit 1.3 in
ARR.
And gross revenue, right?
That's great.
And I think this year will be 1.5 to 2. I mean, we have a few new products launching. So I feel really positive about where we are right now, and just trying to figure out what it sounds dumb, but what to do with the money, right? I've had struggles trying to figure out how to scale sales. Maybe it's like get enough in the piggy bank to acquire a competitor who's tired of being in the market.
Do you have a target list?
Yeah, they're like two, basically.
How much money would you need to get the deal done, you think?
Um, Depends what multiple they want.
Let's say it's the multiple you want to pay.
8.
Okay, so you need about 8 million to get it done.
8 to 10. Yeah, I actually know your guy who's on the BD side for your lending platform.
Oh, for Founder Path?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
one of the things we look for are creative founders that have a vision for how they'd want to do a roll up. We love putting money behind those kinds of founders.
yeah, I had talked to him when he was at the San Antonio group.
Oh, good. Yeah, Chris Som. He was at Active Capital.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Chris Som. So I've messaged with him, and so he was like, "Yeah, reach out when you like get to that point." So
That's awesome. Well, how many customers then are you working with today?
we're like 60 or so.
60. Okay. I mean, so 60 paying that ARPU earlier of like 4,000. Okay. I mean, maybe that wasn't an average. Maybe the average is, less than that. But point being is you're doing something like 120,000 a month right now on average in revenue.
Yeah, about that. And the margins after we get through like my revenue or my salary, my founder's salary, my co-founder's salary and everything, the margins are very good. And we can talk about that offline, but they're solid.
That's great. Okay. So any plans to raise more equity here, or you just want to keep chugging along on cash flows right now?
Keep chugging along in cash flows. Don't want to do any dilutive raise, but definitely interested in conversations related to like roll-up conversations.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, we're rooting for you. We appreciate you telling us more about the business today. In the meantime, though, let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite book?
My favorite book is Love in the Time of Cholera.
Love in the Time of what?
Cholera.
Cholera. Okay. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
There's not really. I mean, I would say just like in terms of kind of doom scrolling, Elon Musk, just to see like what happens next.
No. Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building Airtory?
Slack.
And number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Well, my 2-year-old wakes up every night at like 5:15, so probably like 6 or 7 if I'm lucky.
All right. So married and one kid?
2 kids.
2 kiddos. Okay. And how old are you?
I am 38.
Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
I guess I kind of already knew it, but it doesn't matter if you do well at school.
That is true, guys. His first company sold for 42.5 million bucks. He made called $1 million off that deal, learned a lot about equity, cap table, and eventually joined and built his own company called Airtory.com, launched in 2017. They're helping advertisers with a platform that helps them manage ads, produce ads. They white label to ad agencies who then have end clients. They make money off SaaS services and utilization fees, doing about about $120,000 a month right now in revenue, up from call it like 80 or 90 grand a month just a year ago. So nice growth. They're profitable today. They've raised just $400,000 in their last seed round at a 10 million post money valuation, growing profitably, which we love. Julian, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you very much.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.